how we can chart the way forward for Nigeria. And we're going to be looking at accountability and governance, guys. Should non-performing ministers be fired? Because these people form a bulk of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. He appointed these people to man different ministries, departments, and agencies, and they are supposed to come out with results. But right about now, is this the sort of results that Nigerians are yearning for? Is this what we expect from them in the last 1 year and a couple of months? Have we seen any major improvements? Which ministry can you point out and say, oh, this particular ministry is working and we can feel the impact as citizens? I remember at some point the president would come out to say that he will fire underperforming ministers. Maybe he would want to revisit his statement and start looking at their performance. I think Zlatan, the other, sometime on this show, we talked about how, I think that was during the 1 year anniversary of this administration where ministers were coming out to give scorecard, right, Zlatan?
Yeah.
And we're just seeing, all the scorecards were just fantastic. No challenge. Everyone's just, I'm like,
it's all good. It's, okay.
It's all good. It's all, I mean, the president has done so well. Of course, I mean, no doubt. But I think there are challenges that should be cited out for us to see and what we can work on, what we can improve on. Can you give us something tangible to hold on to? So this morning, we want to look at accountability and governance, and we're asking the question, should non-performing ministers be fired? As Nigeria grapples with what I call economic stagnation to insecurity, the call for accountability grows louder. And so, inspired by Kenya's recent purge of underperforming ministers, remember what happened in Kenya, where President William Ruto actually, fired some ministers? Should President Tinubu follow suit? Would sacking non-performing ministers be a panacea for the country's woes, or merely maybe a symbolic gesture? Do you think if the president come out today and say, hey, this minister, you ain't working, you're fired, will it change the fortunes of this country? Will it make all the ministers sit up and say, okay, true, it's not business as usual here?
Well, even in Senate climbs, you see this actually happen. You're supposed to, when you're not performing as yourself, you're either supposed to adjust or the government resign. Or just resign. And basically, we know this government over time. We've seen our government in power over time. What they do is just, the appointees has always been based on nepotism. It has always been based on party. So even if we do call for, underperforming or performing ministers who are not performing to be, sacked, it definitely will not happen. It won't happen. Look at I think was it last week or so? I think was it Minister for Information or something. He posted something on his official Twitter page saying that the Dubai has actually given us conditions.
Okay.
And that was actually false. That was false, and he actually posted a scam paid as well, where people can go to pay. And at the end of the day, the Dubai agency came out to say, they disclaimed that they didn't actually give Nigerians any conditions. Neither have they actually lifted any ban. So look at that coming from an old minister. That shows how incompetent they are in the office they are, meant to actually do well at. So if it is possible, but which I know it is not possible, they can actually do that. They're expected to, the president is actually supposed to actually fire them, almost instantly. But basically, I don't think that will ever happen. But then if that should be the call, if that should be the thing to do, for me, I'll say yes. Because in Senate climbs, these are the things that actually happen. If you're not performing, you just move out of the office, basically.
In every walks of life, I mean, whatever you're working, whatever you're doing, if you're not performing, of course, if you're not doing your job, you have to see or face the consequences. But in politics in Nigeria, I mean, when you get there, you just know that, I mean, you are made. They're nothing.
You feel like you just signed a lifetime contract.
Just like Tifa said, these people are appointed based on what merit. We see someone who studied accounting is the minister of power. I mean, so it's just like they're fixing these people there based on maybe like say party. You helped me some time ago. You helped me during an election. Oh yeah, come stay here. Oh yeah, come stay here. You're just fixing them, and sometimes it can even be for tactical reasons. So,
did you just say tactical reasons?
Yes. When that
you just had to squeeze in football. Yeah.
When that is done, then how do you expect whoever put them there to fire them? The only time whoever put them there will have a problem with them is if maybe later on is now going against him. Maybe he's now saying some things or criticizing the government, or criticizing who put him there. That is when he might have a problem. That is when you hear that, okay, this person is no more where he is. They removed him. And the only reason that because we saw, I think, is he Ali Ndume or who was the
Senator Ali Ndume
that was speaking against the government?
Okay, Senator Ali Ndume.
I think that is the only case where these people lose their positions. But as long as you are still massaging the ego of whoever puts you there, and whether you're doing your job or not, no problem. So I don't think it's going to happen here. But maybe because at the end of the day, if this protest happen and there's a whole lot of pressure, some people will have to take the
we'll have to take the fall.
Will have to take the fall. And of course, maybe the president will now look at this senator or this whoever he has appointed and look at them and be like, okay, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Then some of you have to take the fall, and maybe we just remove some people out and replace them. But ordinarily, without pressure, these people will be there for 4-8 years, even more than that, doing nothing.
Okay. Interesting.